Now, a veteran Frelimo leader has described the popular Mozambican rapper and social activist Azagaia as a national hero. The hip-hop artist died early this month. The cause of his death has not been officially confirmed. Speaking this morning in Maputo, ahead of the funeral of the late Prime Minister of Mozambique, Dr. Pascual Mukumbi, Frelimo leader Teodato Hungwana said the people of Mozambique conferred the status of national hero to Azagaia. But his comments are said to cause unease within the governing party. Last week, Mozambican police fired tear gas and rubber bullets at hundreds of young people who had gathered in the streets of Maputo to honor the artist. So what are the implications of this reaction? Let's chat now to Mozambican human rights activist, Professor Adriano Nuvunga. Prof, good afternoon. Welcome to Today on eNCA. Thank you very much for your time. I don't know if you've seen a comment that was made earlier today by Teodato Hungwana, a Frelimo veteran, that Azagaia was a national hero of the people of Mozambique. And how do you react to that?
Oh, our reaction is a salutation to that comment by Teodato Hungwana, because that comment, it resonates with the feeling, the public feeling in the society as to who Azagaia was and who Azagaia is. For the people of this country, Azagaia is a national hero, and he has to be recognized, acknowledged as a hero. So it has been a week and a half of crackdown of an attempt to celebrate his life and legacy by the establishment. So to have someone of such as Teodato Hungwana to finally acknowledge Azagaia's statute as a hero, this it is a good news for Mozambique. It means that the entire society, it recognizes this person that has done a lot during his life to express the suffering of the people.
Okay, for a non-Mozambican audience, just very briefly, Prof, just share with us, who was Azagaia? What kind of content did he deliver that has made the establishment, as you say, to be uncomfortable about people today honoring him as a hero?
Azagaia's trajectory and his music, he was expressing the people's suffering. He was standing with the people. At that time, all musicians were being invited to the banquets of Frelimo, but Azagaia was being taken to the prosecutor's office because he was standing against corruption, he was standing against impunity, he was vocal, he was the people's spokesperson of the people's suffering. So with this, and considering the current context, which is the Mozambique's worst crisis ever, that it brought Azagaia to a level where he is celebrated as a hero.
Yeah, what's the impact on the culture of human rights?
What we have seen, it is unprecedented. We have seen a state repealing peaceful demonstrators. These young people, they were gathering to celebrate the life and legacy. Not only that, at the day of the funeral, the state was so violent against the procession, the funeral procession, taking the coffin to the cemetery. So this tells you how the level of brutality of the state against peaceful people who come together to celebrate their hero, particularly at the time when Mozambique is going through the worst crisis ever, considering that people are suffering precisely from what Azagaia has been denouncing, which is corruption, impunity, and the state capture.
Yeah, so are you concerned that there's increased intolerance by the authorities to any form of expression against corruption, for example, in Mozambique today?
we are condemning strongly. Not only that, but as activists, we are preparing ourselves to act against the police violence. This has to be stopped. The only way to stop it is not only to condemn it, but is to go to court to litigate for the perpetrators from the police and those who have given the orders to be held responsible as a deterrence mechanism, but also as a way of holding them accountable, because we are facing a big animal that is of entrenching of authoritarianism, autocracy, and a gross violation of human rights in the country.
Yeah, I mean, some of his songs, I listened to one song of Azagaia just last week, was about the war in Cabo Delgado province. And you and I here on eNCA, we've spoken quite a lot about the search for dialogue and peace in Cabo Delgado province.
Azagaia was standing against the state capture, against impunity, and elite-centric bad governance in Mozambique and corruption. And in his message, you can see that parts of the root causes of the conflict in Cabo Delgado, they speak precisely to the big corruption, graft, and state capture, which makes the state lacking the means to address inequality, address poverty, give jobs for the young people, and more importantly, build the social cohesion. So this is what Azagaia was standing for. And the reason why he was humiliated, the reason why the state machinery, Frelimo, is denying him and is denying the people, the young people of this country, to celebrate his life and legacy.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Professor Adriano Nuvunga, a human rights activist in Mozambique, is also the Executive Director of the Democracy and Development Center of Mozambique in Maputo.